Right. So we'll move on now to a discussion about symptom management. And for this, we have a nurse who's worked with neuroendocrine tumor patients, Zoe Ignacio. Zoe, please. We're looking forward to your talk.
It is an honor to, good morning everyone. It's an honor to be asked as a nurse to give a presentation to a patient conference of this large scale. It is a great opportunity for us nurses to be able to share to everyone the varied roles of nurses across the health and illness continuum. Nursing is an art of caring as well as science of caring, meaning we continually strive to provide best practice in delivering nursing care through research and scientific evidence. We work in collaboration with physicians and other disciplines, but we also have our independent nursing functions. And one of that independent function is symptom management, which is my talk today. I have no grants, honorarium, or consulting fees with this presentation. I am a member of CANO. CANO stands for Canadian Association of Nurses in Oncology. It is a national organization that supports Canadian nurses to promote and develop excellence in oncology nursing practice, education, research, and leadership. It is a driving force nationally and influencing force internationally. I work in Cancer Care Manitoba, and I'm a new board member of CNETS. CNET supports my travel expenses for this event. There is no potential conflict of interest, and mitigating potential bias is not applicable. My presentation has 3 elements, reflecting a model which I will discuss in a bit, and each element incorporates the objective. Symptom experience, definition of symptom, and recognized symptoms associated with NETs will be tackled. For symptom management, discuss the effects when symptoms are unmanaged, and provide strategies in managing symptoms, and provide you with helpful resources. For symptom outcome, the components will be discussed. So how do you manage symptoms, that's a dark cloud, when you're already trying to balance life and the stress of life? To better understand symptom management, we will use this theory to guide us. This was created by a group of nurse researchers in University of California. This theory shows that symptom management is a multidimensional process. For effective symptom management to occur, I don't have a pointer, sorry. The symptom experience part, so for symptom management to occur, the attention is required to the symptom experience, that's on the left side of yours, and symptom management strategies and outcomes. The symptom experience consists of the individual's perception, evaluation, and response to a symptom. The bidirectional arrow depicts the relationship among these components, which can occur in repetitious or even simultaneously. In symptom management strategies, the aspects of what, where, why, how much, to whom, and how guides the clinician in selecting appropriate intervention strategies. The outcome component includes 7 other outcomes that the individual may experience as a result of symptom experience and symptom management strategies. The concept of adherence can potentially disrupt the relationship between symptom management strategies and the outcomes dimension. The process of symptom management occurs within the person, the environment, and health and illness, and all of which can influence the dimensions of symptom management. A multitude of symptoms can happen throughout a cancer journey, which can cause significant distress. Okay, I have an easy case study for you. Okay. Mrs. Net is, I'm having a hard time. Mrs. Net is a 65-year-old woman with pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor, completed her 4th cycle of chemo and just had her CT scan. She's having abdominal pain, anxiety, nausea, and difficulty sleeping. She lives with her husband. She has 1 adult daughter and 2 sisters. So who is the most reliable source of information on Mrs. Net's pain? Her husband, adult daughter, one of her sister, or Mrs. Net? You guys are right. So answer is D, Mrs. Net, because pain is a subjective experience, a symptom. Mrs. Net is the only one that can feel and describe her pain. Therefore, symptom involves an individual's subjective experience of disease or changes in physical, psychological, social or spiritual well-being. It may be continuous or intermittent and can affect quality of life and coping abilities. It differs from sign. A sign is objective and observable. So there are terminologies that you might encounter in relation to symptoms. Symptom experience, we have discussed. Symptom occurrence, which has 3 factors: frequency, duration, and severity of symptom. Symptom distress, symptom burden, and a newer terminology, symptom cluster. Symptoms are measured by numerical scale, 0 to 10, or descriptor scale, non, mild, moderate, or severe. As mentioned, symptoms may arise in these domains. Physiologic component consists of the classic carcinoid syndrome that was discussed earlier. It also includes the side effects and adverse effects of neuroendocrine treatments and other physiologic conditions associated with NETs. NETs are complex and unpredictable group of cancer. Living with NET and side effect of treatment can cause emotional and psychological strain to you and to those close to you. And the stress can also trigger carcinoid syndrome. Psychological symptoms range from confusion, anxiety, depression, denial, anger, fear, hopelessness, sense of vulnerability, loss of control, and people react in all kinds of ways. Anxiety may also surface as a result of pain, when nausea and vomiting are uncontrolled, and various medication. Unmanaged depression can lead to physical symptoms such as difficulty sleeping, fatigue, and decreased appetite. Loss of control, aside from the physical symptoms, complying to tests and appointments, that can affect your other obligations in life. And learning a foreign language of medicine, making choices that are life-changing decisions. And all of these emotions can be numbing and overwhelming. NETs can bring you closer to your loved ones, or it can also put a strain in your relationship. There will be role adjustments. Example, a stay-at-home mom will have to find work if the father is ill. A married adult daughter decides to take care of her ill mother. Older but young children may be called on to act as parental surrogate with siblings. New roles and relationship can create feelings of discomfort or feeling of being different. Troubled thought of abandonment can surface when you anticipate support and you felt it is lacking. Sometimes you don't want to share much information, and once some information is kept private, isolation can occur. Social isolation can also be due to the stigma of cancer, or limitation to attend or participate in social functions. Sometimes some relationships before cancer do not remain intact during cancer. Sexual functioning can be threatened by pain, nausea, vomiting, or fatigue, and other influence. Example of role adjustment. Cancer can place demand on one's spirit. It makes you realize that we are not immortal. Health is a given, and we are not in total control of our body. Wiseman and Warden's landmark study described the existential plight of the individual during the first 100 days after diagnosis. It's an individual's attempt to address the meaning of the illness, the possible changes in life patterns, and the life-altering decisions that must be made. The possibility of dying is also included. These responses are not abnormal or maladaptive because there is nothing normal about getting a cancer diagnosis. Majority of cancer treatment are delivered as outpatient nowadays. So oftentimes, symptoms occur at home and when you're alone. When symptoms occur and are unmanaged, they can negatively impact quality of life. They can impair functioning with daily activities. They can increase distress or morbidity, which can also lead to hospitalization. There may be residual treatment-related symptoms that can complicate recovery and rehabilitation. It can also delay treatment. The dose will have to be reduced or up to the point of discontinuation treatment, and also ineligibility to other treatments such as clinical trials. Symptom management is a substantial aspect in cancer care, so much so that it is an ongoing process of learning. Various tools were created and studied to measure symptoms. A number of strategies has been developed or are being developed. Continuing to our case study, what non-pharmacologic strategies are the most appropriate to suggest to Mrs. Net? Pain medication and anti-nausea medication, support groups, heat and cold therapy, breathing exercises and music therapy, or referral to psychosocial oncology clinician and dietitian. Well, the appropriate, it's non-pharmacologic. So the answer is C. We can have Mrs. Net try relaxation techniques such as breathing and music therapy if she's having anxiety or a scanxiety episode. Okay, the steps to consider in symptom management are recognizing and awareness of symptom, setting goals and creating a plan, implementing a plan, and evaluating effectiveness of the strategy. These questions can help a clinician learn more about the symptom and also guides in selecting appropriate intervention strategies, which also includes referring to the right people or resources. The questions we ask: what is the problem? When did it happen? Where is it? How long has it been? Does it impact your daily living or your function? And why do you think it happened? What makes it better or worse? And what have you tried? In nursing, we use the letters OPQRSTUV method, which stands for onset, provoking or palliating, quality, region or radiating, severity or other symptoms, treatment, understanding or the impact to you, and value, what is your goal or your belief. It is important to note that everyone responds to cancer and its treatment differently. There will be similarities or shared experiences. However, your condition, your reaction, and response to treatment will never be exactly as anyone else. In seriousness, it is important to inform your healthcare team of your symptoms, especially if there is any change. This helps to ensure the right tests are done, guide decisions on treatment, provide you with appropriate strategies, including self-care management, coordinate care with the other healthcare team, and connect you to appropriate resources. And having a sense of humor is also symptom management. Being prepared on what is to come, such as knowing your trajectory, can help you plan ahead. Being prepared for appointments and conversations with oncologists may help you to get the information you need. Being prepared for treatments can help you know what to expect and how to deal with them if they occur. Symptom management of NETs may require a variety of approaches that includes the medical treatment, pharmacologic, non-pharmacologic, and also combined modality. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies in us when we live. Nowadays, when you're given a cancer diagnosis, it's not a death sentence right away. There is hope. Hope gives you the will and motivation to live. It is the component of a positive attitude. It enables healthy coping skills, which is another symptom management strategy. Oh, I missed something. Practicing self-compassion also helps. Self-compassion is being kind and understanding to yourself, especially as you go through suffering. By accepting and acknowledging strong feelings or angry thoughts, you'll feel less suffering, less anxiety and depression. You'll even might gain emotional intelligence, find satisfaction in life, have feelings of optimism and connectedness. And remember, strong feelings can trigger carcinoid syndrome. That's what you have. Switch the slides. So life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Your coping skills will play a major role in how you react. Everyone has their own way of coping. Factors that can help are problem-solving abilities, your communication skills, like have an open, honest communication with your family, resiliency, flexibility, tolerance of ambiguity, practicing mindfulness or living the moment, just as what Lynn was doing. Some find it very helpful to keep a personal written daily diaries to record symptoms, days of treatment, test dates, activity schedule, and writing down your questions for healthcare providers so you won't forget will also help. Setting priorities and scheduling activities will help with fatigue management. You can choose to be an active part of the team, especially no one knows more about what is good and right for you than you. Staying informed may help you become more engaged in the entire course of therapy. Some find it comforting and empowering to know more about their cancer treatments and how this can affect their bodies. And increasingly, people are seeking information about self-care. And these sites are a reliable source of information. There are helpful resources international as well. There's even an app. I don't know if you guys have a look at it. It's a Carcinoid Nets, where you can write your symptom, track your mood, and more. A new person will most likely evolve living with uncertainties and symptoms of cancer and its treatment. It's usually more realistic to think about getting used to your new normal rather than trying to be normal. For example, you will have to modify your schedule if you're feeling fatigued and setting limits to what you can do. Having a self-care wheel is another symptom management strategy. For example, in physiologic, you can write exercise, but in moderation. Dropping bad habits, especially if you smoke or drink too much, and you can start giving them up. Having adequate sleep and rest. And psychological, having a feeling of gratitude, like when you wake up every morning, this mind frame helps set your day. Practice mindfulness, try to enjoy the things that you can. In social, connecting with family and friends, and even with your healthcare team. Listening to stories about people with cancer. You might find that helpful, especially those who are leading an active life. Others find volunteering helpful and joining fundraising event or a cause. Spiritual, looking for reasons to have hope, spend time with nature, reflection, or explore your spiritual faith. And unprofessional, if you're still working, take your break, lunch break or coffee break, leave work at home, or you can also plan a next career move, or you can discuss to your employer what could be the best way to help you out, to give, for you to be able to give out your best performance. Personal care, make a vision board, enjoy a spa, write a poem or a book, or learn to play instrument like Lynn. She's learning to play harp, and also in a choir and other relaxation techniques. You can add to the wheel to what is meaningful to you. You don't have to do it alone. There are support services available locally, nationally, and even internationally. There are emotional support programs, home care, rehabilitation, transport services, and even financial help information. And these are all available on the websites a while ago, like in Canadian Cancer Society. The healthcare team can also connect you to like dietitians, psychosocial oncology clinician, or physiotherapy, and other helpful resources. Cancer care sites, they also have their own patient family support services. And many people find forums, support groups are a helpful way to talk to others. These group activities can be an important source of guidance, information, and reassurance. Symptom management, again, includes medical and pharmacological treatment, which our team will be discussed later. This is an example of non-pharmacologic treatment, and this one is for fatigue. And consider these techniques, such as pacing yourself, plan and prioritize your activities, having correct posture, body alignment, other management like exercise, getting some rest and adequate sleep, arranging your life to your energy levels, and accepting help from friends and family when they offer. To manage pain, light exercise may help, warm or cold compress, and complementary alternative therapies such as relaxation techniques, yoga, meditation, among others. And these therapies are also good for other aspects of well-being and not just for pain. These are the following interventions that you can do to manage facial flushing. And to prevent the occurrence, it may help to avoid alcohol, large meals, spicy food, food that contains tryptophan like red wine and chocolate, serotonin, stress, or particularly emotionally upsetting situations. Other symptoms, symptom management related to diet and nutrition will be covered by the next speaker. There are other symptoms that I won't be able to tackle today due to limitation, but you can look at the helpful resources for more information. Dripping water eventually pierces a stone. A saw made of rope can eventually cut through wood. This means with patience and persistence, one can break through the toughest of challenges. Symptom outcome. Okay, our last case study. What is the most appropriate pain outcome for Mrs. Net? Mrs. Net communicates pain intensity using numeric scale, states her pain is reduced or relieved, participates in her daily activities, and reports adequate amount of relief and feels rested. So the answer, all of these are responses of pain outcomes, but the most appropriate is Mrs. Net stating that her pain is reduced or relieved. The important component of outcome is quality of life, which is also the ultimate goals of NET's treatment. Quality of life refers to sense of well-being in all the domains we have discussed, and the outcomes are reduction of distress, alleviation of symptoms, ability to function with activities of daily living, decreased morbidity, decreased healthcare costs, treatment adherence, compliance, greater sense of control, independence, improved self-esteem, among others. Clouds come floating into my life, no longer to carry rain or usher storm, but to add color to my sunset sky. A change in perception and outlook is also an outcome. And remember, you are not alone. You can get help if you need it. You can still discover new meaning and joy in life. I'll end my talk with this slide, and I took that picture during strawberry picking with my family. So does anyone know about the famous broken wing act? No? That's a killdeer bird. So they actually chose this broken wing act to distract any intruders, so to take them away from the egg nest. So this was one of the amazing things I learned. Thank you.